Joining me for today's Lender Spotlight is Andrew Pippy of CMG Home Loans. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, Andrew, this is your first video spotlight that we're doing. So, why don't you give us a little background about how you got into the business and what's some of the things you like about the industry that you've chosen.
Sure. Yeah. So basically, I've been doing this since 2016. I'm licensed in Mass, New Hampshire, Maine, and Florida. I got into this through my mother-in-law. She's actually a licensed real estate agent. I got into real estate actually in 2014. I started out in real estate. She got me in to help her out with like open houses and buyer showings as a small little like unofficial team. And then she had referred me over to my now boss, Mike Comerford, as a referral partner. So I was doing some deals with him for a couple of years, and then we met after one of my closings, and I had like discussed leaving my full-time career and part-time real estate career to jump ship into like the mortgage industry. And basically he was like all on board. So I took the class, passed the test, and I've been with him since 2016. I've only worked with him for him. So like the loyalty is there. He basically mentored me, taught me everything that I needed to know, and I've been off and running ever since. I love what I do. The home ownership process, like home ownership, like in general, is just great. I myself, I've never rented a day in my life. I moved out of my house at 26, bought my first condo with my now wife. We were engaged. I bought in the Reading Woods back in 2014. I was there for a couple of years, got my house in Melrose that I've recently renovated. And I've been here for 7-8 years now. I love what I do. I like educating, teaching people why not to rent, why to get into ownership, appreciation in Massachusetts and New Hampshire and other local communities, that it's the time to buy, even though interest rates are up, appreciation is up, and it might not be great to be paying the higher interest rates, but long term, you're going to see the equity gain from buying now versus waiting and overpaying, and where you can pay like a reasonable price point right now. It's going to be there in the long run, and you're going to be happier than waiting out this whole time.
Mm-hmm. Right. Now, I know one of the big things that you advocate is for buyers to go through a pre-approval process.
Yep.
Now, to those of us not in the industry, it sounds almost like an oxymoron. Like, how can you be approved before you're approved? So, why don't you just sort of explain what first of all, start off and tell us what the pre-approval process is, and then why it's important when you're looking for a home.
So the pre-approval process is step one. It's basically the initial phone call where I gather all of your information. We have a 10 to 15 minute on my conversation on what this purchase is, when you're looking to do it, how much you're looking to spend. And I basically compile all of the basic information from you over my first phone call. I don't do online applications. Everything is over the phone or in person. I gather basic info like your name, social, date of birth, where you've lived, where you work. And then I say, paint me a picture. Let me know what you're looking to buy. Is it a single? Is it a multi? Or is it a condo? What price point you're interested in? What cities and towns? If you would like me to pre-approve you based on what your max qualifying amounts are, or if you're set on, I want my payment no more than $3,500, where does that put me? And I can go that route. And I always like to ask what a total amount of money is that you are looking to play with. There are a lot of people that will say, I have $100,000. I'm like, all right, well, how much do you want to spend on a transaction? And they're like 50. So I'll play with that 50 if they allow me to get them where they will feel uncomfortable. Because I could use, instead of saying, let's not do 10% down, let's do 5, pay off a couple debts, and that will allow more buying power than if I just did 10% down. People can have high minimum payment, credit cards, personal loans that are maybe almost paid off. And I can say, hey, instead of doing 10, because say like an extra 5% down, $25,000 over 360 months, maybe like $70 a month, versus I pay off 3 trade lines off their credit, which could equate to like $300 a month. That extra $230 could basically be another 50 to 60, $70,000 in buying power that they would have versus like just putting more money down. So that's why I like to do
almost like a financial advisor in the mortgage industry. Like how do you know how
exactly? Yeah. So well, yeah. Well, so that's why I like to do it over the phone. I can educate them on like why I do what I do and like the process behind it versus just saying I want to put down 10% down, like I got money like for closing costs. I can basically help them get into like a larger loan, better house by just giving my insight of like what I see like on my end and how it could like benefit them and make them feel more comfortable like down the line. If they're going to spend some more money, well, let's get some credit cards paid off at 18 to 24%. And well, I can put that like into a home instead.
Yeah. Okay. Now we work with a lot of first-time home buyers, so
Yep.
I know every situation is different, but in general, how long would the approval process take? If I called you today, by the time, when am I looking to, know how much I'll have and, what inventory is good for me?
Yeah. So, like the standard pre-approval for me, if you have everything readily like available in like your wages or salary, I can do it like as little as like an hour. Basically like the phone call takes about 10 minutes. I get the backstory. I get all the basic information to input it into my system, pull credit, play with the numbers. It's probably like all in like an hour, but that's just for like standard. Like I make $120,000 a year salary. I've been there for 2 to 3 years. Nothing's really changed. It's when there are overtime and commission and differentials, like a nurse has like shift differential, night differential, they have overtime, all this that can be more intensive and where it takes me longer to do, but pretty much straightforward, either salary 40 hours a week. They can get me pay stubs like in W-2 forms. To confirm, I can do it in like an hour. So it's pretty fast. I've had people reach out to me weeks after they've started with like the big banks and like, oh, I've been like in the pre-approval process for like a couple of weeks. I'm like, it takes me like an hour. They're like, and then like I'll get all of their information in there, both salaries, they got good jobs, money in the bank, and I'm like, this should not be taking this long. It's not that hard.
Yeah. Right. All right. So you've been in the industry a while, and like you said, start off in the real estate end of it. So what would you, without naming any names, what types of qualities would you look for if you were to hire a real estate agent tomorrow? What are some of the traits that you'd be looking for in the person that you would decide?
Someone who is aggressive, that basically they go to the open houses with the borrowers. They are trolling with the social media, just like I do, like to work with the buyers and the agents. I go online, I'm trolling Instagram, Facebook. I'm trying to find coming soons, new listings. Just basically, they're not just plug and play. They don't just set up the borrower on like an automatic email that says, here's all like the houses that fit your criteria. That they're basically actively out there looking, doing what they're supposed to. They're placing offers or following up with the listing agent after like the offer is placed. It's all about being top of mind. Like when the market's hot and there's 20 to 30 offers on houses, but the agent that's calling, following up on emails is always the one like their offer is going to be top of mind to that listing side versus the one that's just placing it and just hoping that is looked at and wins. Also, you want to get one that like knows the market. They're from the territory that you're house hunting in. That they have your reputation. That people know who they are. That they're working with the reputable lender. Just like me, like been doing this site for 7 years on the North Shore. Like a lot of people, know who I am. That basically they're working with someone that has local experience and they know other agents in the area. Like I wouldn't like be using like a local Melrose agent if I'm house hunting down the South Shore. They don't know the market. They don't know the other agents. They have no inside scoop. Like there's no leverage there.
Gotcha. Okay. So we're coming here toward the end of summer, beginning of fall, even though it sort of rains like summer, but it's cold, almost like the end of fall. But anyhow, so what have any plans coming up for the fall season, or?
Vacation wise, I just got home from Aruba. I went with my wife like a week ago for our 8-year anniversary. And then I'm heading out to Hilton Head the week before Thanksgiving. I go out there. This would be on my 50th plane in it. It's like a 3-day tournament, 288 golfers. And I go and play with my brother-in-law. The first year, I actually played with him. Like we actually won. So I actually won like all the money back that it cost me to go on the trip. Huge golfer. Love doing that. Yeah, so it was like Aruba, Hilton Head, and I'm probably going to be booking a trip back to Aruba for next year. Had a great time.
Awesome. Great. Any predictions for the fall market that you want to chat about?
It's been tough. Everyone is all over the place. I'm hoping rate starts to tick down. I don't think they are until like quarter 1 or 2 of next year. But it's just predictions. If you just continue house hunting, do not stop. Everyone else is stopping. I tell all my buyers like the best time to buy is when everyone is telling you it's not. Kind of like what you were saying and Craig was saying like this week when I saw you is like when everyone thinks it's a bad time, it's a great time because they all put their foot on the brake and you just go and you can scoop up houses live for what they're worth right now.
Yeah. Rather than having to compete with a bunch of different offers.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like social media. I want you to think one thing, do the opposite.
Yeah. Good advice from Andrew Pippy. CMG Home Loans. Anything else you'd like to share with us today?
I think that's it. Yeah, no, any questions or concerns, just give me a call.
Yeah. All right. Why don't you give everybody your phone number?
All right. Yeah. So my cell phone is 617-460-1986.
Awesome. Right. Andrew Pippy, CMG Home Loans. Thank you for joining us today for our Lender Spotlight. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you.